Where you punch him. When I tell you to break, step back and break clean. Shake hands now and come out boxing.
All right, we're awaiting the bell for the opening round. Let me explain quickly the scoring system here in California, which is different than what you're used to. Here they use an 11-point system, a split 11. The winner of a close round, there's the bell for round one. The winner of a close round would get 6 points to 5 for the loser. If the round is even, it's 5.5 points apiece. So half points can figure in the scoring here tonight. Sandy Sadler is wearing the white trunks. Flash Elorde wearing black. Sadler has the physical advantage in the fight here tonight in this featherweight match, being taller and with a longer reach than Flash Elorde. However, he is at a disadvantage from the standpoint of age. The difference between 22 years old and 32 years old can be considered important. Flash Elorde is the 9th ranking featherweight, but he earned his shot at the title with a startling upset 10-round decision over Sandy Sadler in a fight they had in the Philippine Islands at Manila on the 20th of July. Subsequent to that, Elorde in the black trunks also scored a nice victory, fighting a heavier opponent, Tony Romulo, to take the Philippine lightweight championship. The gloves of the fighters probably appear very light in shading on your television picture because they are a very bright red. Bright red gloves are being used by both fighters. One minute to go in round number one. Flash Elorde in the black trunks, a southpaw fighter, usually fights from that left-handed or right-handed lead, and he just put a nice left hand on the whiskers of Sandy Sadler. That was a solid punch right alongside the jaw. 30 seconds to go in round number one. And Elorde here in the closing seconds of round number one is getting to Sadler with good shots to the head.
This one has the touch, the Pabst Blue Ribbon touch. A part of that touch is Pabst Blue Ribbon barley, the finest barley that you can buy. The basic grain used in making beer. And Pabst has their own experts in every major barley market to make sure they get the finest. And out of the 5,000 different varieties grown here in the United States, only 8 blue-blooded varieties are considered good enough for Pabst Blue Ribbon. Yes, this wonderful barley and the people who buy it are part of the reason for the taste with what we call PBRT, the Pabst Blue Ribbon Touch. Hope you're enjoying some right now. Pabst Blue Ribbon, the finest beer served anywhere.
Round number two coming up. Sandy Sadler, featherweight champion of the world, in the white trunks against Flash Elorde, the challenger. 15-round schedule for the featherweight championship here at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. Nice combinations again by Elorde. in the second round. Sadler's main weapon in the fight so far has been a counterpunching right hand. And, of course, in the infighting, he's been jabbing and jolting to the body and the face. Sadler has not used the left hook to any great degree in the fight, although it is a very effective weapon against a southpaw lead. 1 minute to go in round number 2. Sadler countering nicely. Seconds to go in the second round. The end of round number 2. Tennis fans, see the 6th annual Pabst Blue Ribbon Tennis Tournament to be held this Saturday and Sunday at Charlie Farrell's Racket Club in Palm Springs, California. Promises to be an exciting event with lots of court action Saturday and Sunday at Charlie Farrell's Racket Club, Palm Springs, California. Take a look now into the corner of Sandy Sadler, who began to solve the southpaw style of Flash Elorde a little bit better in the round just concluded. Sadler, of course, is way ahead of Elorde in the experience department. He has had a total of 159 fights, winning 142 of them, and has the imposing record of 100 knockout victories to his credit. Across the ring, Flash Elorde sitting quietly as his handlers talk to him and go over him a bit. He is from Bogo, the town of Bogo on the island of Cebu, one of a group of Philippine islands. The town is just a small one, a population of about 6,000. The fight these two had in Manila, in which Elorde came up with an upset 10-round victory and a unanimous one over Sadler. Elorde was pretty well cut up. He had cuts over both eyes. Thus far in this fight, Sadler has not been able to break any skin. In most of his fights likes to force the fighting coming in on his opponent, but Sadler has taken that prerogative away from him. It is Sadler that is moving in on Elorde, and Elorde for the most part dancing away and coming in with very sharp right jabs. Nice combinations by Elorde. 1 minute to go in round number 3. Seconds left in round number 3. Good right hand, which would be a hook for Elorde, since he leads with his right. Came alongside the jaw of Sadler.
Say, do you recognize this? It's a voodoo doll with pins in its face. Sometimes, does your face feel as though someone's put a hex on your shaving? Well, remember this. Today, you can control your own shaving comfort as never before. Now, there's Menon Foam Shave, the world's only shave cream that contains the special Menon menthol formula. Menon and Menon alone of all the shaving creams, including these leading foam shaves, contains this menthol formula. It's designed to give you the close shaves that are cooler, more soothing, more comfortable. And electronic tests prove that it does. The burn, the sting are out because Menon menthol is in. So for cooler, more soothing comfort, get Menon. Menon Foam Shave with its exclusive menthol formula.
Ready to move into round number 4. Elorde staying on his stool, taking every second of the 1 minute rest period between rounds. Sadler in the white trunks about halfway out in the ring when the bell sounded. To the crowd. Sort of slapped in alongside the head of Sadler as opposed to a solid hit. 1 minute to go in round number 4. Sadler's infighting tactics. 30 seconds to go in round number 4. fourth round. Next Wednesday night, be our guest for the 265th Wednesday night fight. And the 9th annual polio fight held in connection with the March of Dimes Boxing Carnival in Norfolk, Virginia. From ringside at the Norfolk Municipal Auditorium, we'll bring you a 10-round middleweight bout between Joey Jambra of Buffalo, New York, and Al Andrews of Duluth, Minnesota. Both these fighters are fast, hard punchers. Jambra, just recently out of the Army, has won 40 of his 45 bouts. Carl Bobo Olson, former middleweight champion, was hard-pressed to beat Joey on a split decision last August. The fleet-footed 24-year-old Andrews has fought 54 bouts, holds among his 37 victories 2 decisions over Southpaw Chuck Davey. Should be lots of action, so be sure to tune in. And remember, your TV tickets to the fight are the products that bring you the fights: Menin Products for Men and Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer. Round number 5. Sandy Sadler, featherweight champion in the white trunks, defending his title against the Philippine challenger Flash Elorde. There's a good surprise right hand landed by Sadler. Popped in there on the eye of Elorde, and that hook was a jolter that he just threw at Flash Elorde. Another right hand bangs in on the nose of Elorde. Sadler shooting in right-hand leads and getting them home. Referee Ray Flores issues his first warning to Sadler. And that right hand finds a home on Elorde's face. To go in round number 5, scheduled 15-rounder for the featherweight championship of the world. Remember, on February 15th, your Wednesday night fights will bring you another World's Championship bout, 15 rounds for the welterweight title. Champion Carmen Basilio against the challenger Johnny Saxton. That'll be brought from the Chicago Stadium. 30 seconds to go in the 5th round. That right hand shot by Sadler was blocked by the glove of Elorde.
This one has the touch. The Pabst Blue Ribbon Touch. PBRT. The happy touch of flavor that distinguishes Pabst Blue Ribbon from America's 2 or 3 other great beers. Pabst Blue Ribbon Malt has a whole lot to do with that very special touch. You know, brewmasters call malt the soul of a beer because it shapes the character of the final brew. And of all the leading brewers, only Pabst is equipped to do all of its own malting. This is the result. Pabst Blue Ribbon Malt, carefully rested for 65 days to give Pabst Blue Ribbon the body and mellowness that can only come from malt that's not in a hurry. So what'll you have? Pabst Blue Ribbon, the taste with the Blue Ribbon touch.
number 6. Came in alongside the jaw, delivered by Elorde. Elorde has not yet delivered a punch that has had any apparent damaging effect on Sadler, although he's landed several. But Elorde is not noted as being a powerful puncher. He's very busy and quick with his hands. And now he's getting through Sadler and getting there well. Sadler now is in trouble as Elorde found in there with a right hand and banged away with a left and right to the jaw, and Sadler is now holding on. That was the big moment of the fight so far for Flash Elorde, indeed for either fighter. Coming through with the most damaging moment of the fight when a combination series resulted in every punch landing, and Sadler momentarily in trouble. He seems to be out of it now. 1 minute to go in round number 6. Seconds left in the 6th round. Of round number 6. Out here at San Francisco on January 21st, the San Francisco Chronicle is having a golf match with Jack Fleck, the National Open champion, Harvey Ward, the amateur champion, Byron Nelson, and Ken Venturi for the benefit of the serious flood damage victims here in Northern California. And the Chronicle is asking everyone to become absentee galleryites. Contribute any amount you can to help. Send it to the San Francisco Chronicle, San Francisco, California. A motion picture has been made based on Nelson Algren's prize-winning novel, The Man with the Golden Arm. It's produced and directed by Otto Preminger, stars Frank Sinatra. Look for The Man with the Golden Arm at your neighborhood theater. Incidentally, we missed the big 10-gallon hat of Abe Schiller of the Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas, who's usually seen at all these sporting events. But I understand as campaign director of the March of Dimes, Abe is out getting it filled with dimes and dollars. The buzzer is sounded. We're just about ready to go with round number 7. too high to be damaging. It glanced off the forehead of Sadler. No question but what Elorde in the black trunks is the sentimental favorite of the crowd here at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. Although Elorde is very much the underdog in the fight itself. This is the first time that Elorde has gone into a fight scheduled for 15 rounds. He has fought 12 rounders, never 15. One minute to go in the 7th round. Seconds to go. We're in round number 7. Scheduled 15-rounder for the World's Featherweight Championship. Sandy Sadler in the white trunks, the champion. Flash Elorde, the challenger.
Say, fellas, when you're going to work tomorrow, see if you can tell which men use Menon Skin Bracer, whether you ride to work or walk to the office. You'll find the answer on every man's face. The fellow that looks most wide awake is almost certain to use Menon Skin Bracer. And that's because its famous wake-up tingle gives your face a zesty feeling. So you enjoy a real good, feel-good face. Menon Skin Bracer also helps to heal those tiny razor nicks. Oh, come on in here, too. If you want to make a hit to the gals, then remember, they really go for the wonderful He-Man aroma of Menon Skin Bracer. Enough said? Okay, then. Tomorrow, get America's favorite aftershave lotion, Menon Skin Bracer.
Round number 8 coming up right at the bell. Flash Elorde sustained a slight cut over his left eye. The cut over the left eye of Elorde has been reopened and is beginning to bleed, although not yet in any way damaging to the vision of Elorde. Dropped his mouthpiece in that infighting. He stooped as though to pick it up, although probably it was just to get it out of the way because it was right at his feet. Elorde now banging in there with a good right hand to the mouth. Elorde again has the champion in a little trouble. 1 minute to go in round number 8. Seconds left in the 8th round. The end of round number 8. Sandy Sadler returning to his corner, the featherweight champion. He has had 2 rounds, the 6th and the 8th, in which Elorde has had him in some trouble. Sadler, who has held the featherweight championship since 1950 after a win, lose, and win again series with Willie Pep, the then champion, has had time out for 2 years spent in the service. It was in that fight, incidentally, at Manila, in which he was upset on a 10-round decision at the hands of Flash Elorde, that the rather riotous incidents made it one of the best remembered fights in Sadler's career. Acting as second for him that night was Italo Scortacini, a fighter you've seen on these Wednesday night fights. And when the crowd got excited, Scortacini wound up getting hit in the head with a bottle. A pop bottle that was thrown from somewhere out in the audience. We're in round number 9. A wild swing by Sadler, and he slipped. No knockdown, of course. There's been no further damage inflicted to the left eye of Elorde. A slight cut right over the eye in the brow was opened right at the end of the 7th round by Sadler. He has not been able to increase the wound. And now, Flash Elorde, with that 2-fisted combination punching attack, has drawn blood from the nose of Sadler. Scoring well to the head of the champion. Sandy Sadler's nose bleeding heavily. To go in round number 9. Scheduled 15-rounder for the featherweight championship of the world. And now the cut over Flash Elorde's eye has been reopened by Sadler, and the bleeding is quite a bit heavier. Elorde keeps pawing at the damaged eye to clear his vision. Referee Ray Flores takes a look at that eye. 30 seconds to go in round number 9. Almost at the end of round number 9, and the cut now over Flash Elorde's eye has been opened considerably.
This one has the touch, the Pabst Blue Ribbon touch. Beer experts look for sparkling clarity like this in a great beer, and they always find it in Pabst Blue Ribbon. This Pabst Blue Ribbon clarity doesn't just happen, by the way. It's the result of an expensive chill-proofing process that Pabst pioneered. So the next time you pour yourself a glass of Pabst Blue Ribbon, take a good close look like the experts do, and you'll see the touch of inviting color and Pabst Blue Ribbon clarity that are part of what we call PBRT, the Pabst Blue Ribbon touch. Enjoy the taste with a Blue Ribbon touch. Pabst Blue Ribbon, the finest beer served anywhere.
The ring steps, the buzzer sound, apparently going to continue. We're in the 10th round now. Both fighters showing signs of damage. The combinations of Elorde have been landing effectively. And in the round just concluded, they batted away at the nose of Sandy Sadler. The bleeding from Sadler's nose has been stopped. The cut over Elorde's eye is still bleeding slightly. And now it appears to have been opened up somewhat once again. Right-hand lead by Sandy Sadler, which he hasn't used since back around the 5th round, banged in on the damaged eye of Elorde once again. 2 minutes to go in round number 10. Flores pulls up the match and calls Dr. Robert Ladden up to take a look at the damaged left eye and see whether or not this fight should be allowed to continue. Dr. Ladden checked the eye out between rounds and allowed the fight to continue. Time is called here now. And the doctor gives it the okay, and the two fighters go back to work. Right hand by Elorde after he took a left again on the cut over his left eye. Now Sadler jolts him with the right hand. Elorde is fighting furiously. He doesn't want to see his chance at the featherweight title slip away because of a cut eye, and it is a pretty good cut. We have 30 seconds left in the 10th round. There's the bell. Now let's watch Flash Elorde as he goes back to his corner. He'll be in there in a hurry working on that cut. And once again, Dr. Bob Ladden comes up the ring stairway to take a look at it. The cut now looks to be from here about 1.25 inches long. And they are pressing the cauterizing agent into the cut now to stop the bleeding. Referee Ray Flores comes over to take a look as well. Again at the end of round number 10, as was true at the end of round number 9. The cut was bleeding very heavily. But The fact, of course, that it is bleeding alone does not necessarily warrant stopping the fight and thus depriving Ray Elorde of what chance remains toward the featherweight title. Trying to do a little lip reading, it looked like Dr. Ladden said to referee Ray Flores, if it gets any worse, you better stop it. Here we go now into round number 11. Elorde's left eye bleeding again. To go in round number 11. Flash Elorde in the black trunks, Sandy Sadler in the white. And the left by Sadler with that right hand, causing a fresh spurt of blood from the cut eye of Flash Elorde. 1 minute to go in the 11th round. Ray Flores, the referee, looking long at Elorde's cut. Looks at it again. Flores again calls for time. There are a little less than 10 seconds in this round, and he has asked Dr. Ladden to come up once more and take a look at the eye. Continues for what few seconds remain in this round.
Say, you know, my 9-year-old son taught me something the other day. Tex is his name. Goes like this, if I can do it here. Well, I haven't got it down pat yet, I guess, and no pun intended. But the point is that sometimes it is possible to do two things at once. And believe it or not, any Menon shave cream does just that. It conditions your beard for shaving. At the same time, it conditions your skin. And because Menon does give you this double-barreled service, no other shave cream in the world can give you a smoother, safer, better shave. Now, you can take your choice. Menon Lather for men whose whiskers are really rugged, Menon Brushless for a quicker, smooth shave, or Menon Lather with menthol for that cool, soothing, menthol fresh feeling. So why bulldoze your face anymore? Shave it, fellas. Shave with Menon.
Warning buzzer is sounded. The doctor has again been checking the cut eye of Flash Elorde. And now we move into round number 12. Twice the bout has been stopped while the round was in action, with timeout being called by the referee to have the doctor come into the ring and check the Elorde eye cut. Right hand by Sadler landed right on the damaged eye, and blood is starting to flow again. Two minutes to go in the 12th round. Mouthpiece has fallen out once again. It was not knocked out, fallen out, and I would guess that Sandy is having trouble breathing because of the damage to his nose inflicted by Elorde back in the 9th round. And he just sort of spat the mouthpiece out onto the ring floor. Less concerned with any cuts that can be inflicted inside his mouth by Elorde than he is about keeping his breathing coming in at full force while he keeps up his punishing attack on Elorde, shooting mainly for that cut left eye. One minute to go in the 12th round. Seconds left in the 12th. There's the bell, ending round number 12. Let's see what happens in the Elorde corner now. Referee Ray Flores walks to the neutral corner, and the doctor is making no move to come up. So apparently, Ray Flores detected no added damage to the eye in the course of that round. Across the way, they appear quite confident in the Sandy Sadler corner. Sadler is, of course, making good use of his reach advantage against Elorde in this situation. He's potting away with long left hands and occasionally sending in a right hand lead. He has a 3-inch reach advantage over Flash Elorde. Sadler's last title defense was last year against Red Top Davis. It was, of course, a successful one. His last fight was here in San Francisco on the 12th of December when he scored a 7th-round knockout of Dave Gallardo. But now the buzzer is sounded, and it's time for Elorde and Sadler to come out for round number 13. Sadler pumping away with a free right hand in the infighting. The experience factor between these two, the veteran Sandy Sadler against the young fighter Flash Elorde, shows up most in the infighting, where Elorde customarily finds himself tied up. Sadler usually has one hand free and bangs away with it. Flash Elorde's cut eye now has been reopened again and is bleeding heavily. Time, I believe, Dave Voorhees may have stopped the fight. He takes him over into the corner and has the doctor come up and look at it. And the fight has been stopped in the 13th round with Sandy Sadler, the winner, on a technical knockout. We'll have the official time in just a moment.
Men, there's a very, very good reason why America's largest selling spray deodorant is Menon Spray Deodorant for Men. The reason is that every day more men are finding out that Menon Spray Deodorant gives them that extra special protection they need. So, fellas, do as millions of other men do. Give yourself that extra margin of safety you need. Play safe all day long. Spray safe with a deodorant that more men use than any other deodorant, Menon Spray Deodorant for Men.
And now here's Ben Bentley with the official time.
The referee stops the bout after 59 seconds of the 13th round. The winner and still world featherweight champion.